okay. Hey, it's actually a really nice day. I'm trying to get this into a position where it doesn't make a noise every time I throw or kick the ball. Hey, it's evening sunlight. It's great. Fuck. Do you feel it? Do you feel me retreat? Yeah, I actually did. Yeah, a little bit. Good dog. Who's a good boy? It's cool enough to play now. I can't believe you landed that on the slide. I'd love to claim that was deliberate, but that was pure chance. So close. Yeah, the camera switches on and I get pushed the fuck back. Hey, good boy. Ow! Ow! Jesus, you're brutal. Is that even? Do you think it's the urge to hide? He's such a cute dog. Hide. I have to put it in such an unappealing way. Oh God, you okay? Hey, you alright? Come here. Let me check you over. Oh, let me look at you. Okay, we're gonna have to be a lot more careful. This is why we end up throwing it most of the time. You have to be aimed for, otherwise you just fucking run into it. Fucking spaniel. She's gonna make my hair the same colour as yours. Half. Oh, that's true. Little over half. Fuck. Does it come from you or me, the urge for you to not hide? Like the... Yeah. Feels like, it's weird, it's got such a specific feeling. You know, it's the same as like when we get up to the counter at Tesco. If we've been talking, the second there's a person engaging with us, there's like, hey, it's such a strong urge to like appear like one person, to mask symptoms. It's the same with the dissociation, like even if I'm dissociating, all of my energy will go towards making it look like I'm not, or I'll like autopilot through normal sentences, even if I'm totally floating. Unless like we've been triggered, and then I'm so far past looking normal. But generally, it's worse if we're dressed in your clothes for me. Not that I care. Like for me personally, I don't mind. It's not like I look at how we're dressed and think that I have a problem being seen like this. It's more like, don't know, maybe depersonalization. My brain does not register that this is my body at all. Then if somebody observes us, yeah, it's a pretty strong impulse to make sure that they're observing you and that I'm hidden. If we're dressed like you, yeah, there's a big urge to make sure that you're like confined behind me. Pressed away. think it's sort of naturally defensive. I've been thinking about this a long time, like, what made us overt? What's the difference between overt and covert systems? Like, what makes somebody, because surely the default is covert. Like, that's got to be the natural. That just makes sense to me, you know, like the disorder would want to hide because it wants to hide from me, it wants to hide from the host, it's got to hide from everyone around. So what changes it? What makes it, hey, what made you covert? Overt even, instead of covert? Large, good dog. I didn't really notice it happen. I sort of remember when we were kids, like, when we'd hang out the front of your nan's that was like filled with school kids and shit like that. I remember being around there. I remember when we were really young, like so young we weren't allowed out of like the bit they could see from the window with the Shirley, and we could only be there. I remember that bit. And if you were socialising with people, mostly, I remember being in the back. Occasionally I'd like glance. Parts of me, I think, would glance what was happening for you. People would stress us out and I'd be triggered, but whether or not I'd be triggered to front depended on what they were doing, I think, and how you were handling it. And then I don't remember like a deliberate change. I don't remember an event that changed it. But I do remember we get a little older and that changes. Like, some kid thought it was funny to try and like just boop you on the head with a football in a clearly non-playful way, you know, like that ownership sort of way kids would do, like, I can do this, and I punched him in the nose. And I remember the change. Because you talk to people, and a lot of the time, actually, depending on who it was, what it was, like, I remember a young girl who wanted to fight, wanted to kick at you, and I was not big on hitting girls, actually, call it sexism, but I just, in my experience, there was too much of a discrepancy and they'd go down too easy for the sort of level that I'd be coming in at versus them. It was clearly unequal, so I did not like to hit girls. And I remember her trying to kick you and you just kind of catching her foot and replacing it down a few times. And there was an older girl with her. I remember this. This Paige, I think? Yeah. Yeah, she wanted to fight because people were watching, inverted commas, and I was like, no. Like, why is people watching? Why do you want to fight? Why is people watching, like, a reason to fight? So I was like, stood there, and then I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to fight you. And she kept asking why, and I said, because I'll hurt you. And then the older girl, who had just been, like, giggling along, was like, oh, that's quite sweet, actually. Oh no, maybe you should stop, and sort of like pulled her off and was like, okay, we should stop, and sort of talked her down and left. So I remember that. I don't remember what age that was. Young. And there was another kid that tried to bully you. He asked why you were wearing curtains, and you were like, they're wings. Oh, I love you. And don't fucking respond. There was a few of those instances. People trying to bully you, but you just respond so genuinely. And I think they didn't have a lot of fun. What you were doing looked like fun. He came back outside the next day having cut up some curtains into wings, and you were fine for a while. So it was I remember we started hanging out. So like you talking to people, generally, would deal with potential threats. They would back down. So I didn't really have to act. I don't know why it changed. Was it because we cut our hair? There's been several periods of life where it's been like, the thing people would shout is, are you a boy or a girl? And it just pissed me off because it was like, A, I don't know because I have identity issues, and B, like, what the fuck does it matter? Ooh, the fuck does it matter? People are stupid. I wish your species ran the world. People are stupid. Come back here. Come back here. Yeah, no. And, yeah, give it here. You grab your nose. I remember it being annoying, but I do think when we were a bit older and we were cutting our hair, that was probably a contributing factor, because people couldn't tell our gender, and like, I don't know if I can really say statistically speaking, but in my experience, if we were presenting clearly femme, people were likely to perform certain acts of violence, but they were like less likely to straight up try and punch us. If we were presenting masc, they were more likely to try and punch us. So that could have something to do with it. I don't know why it changed. I never stopped, like, my tactic remained pretty similar. Just like, the way I'd respond to people, I always responded to people. And a lot of the time it worked. And I think some of the time it didn't. And if what I was doing didn't work, you'd get triggered in. I remember a change where it was like, more likely I'd get triggered in than not. We went through a phase of dressing like a pirate. I think we stopped giving, like, we carried around Pokemon toys and people didn't like that, and I thought, fuck you, so I made it more obvious. And then we dressed a bit weird and people tried to bully us for that, so I thought, fuck you again, and we started like dressing like a pirate. And then there's like lots of, that's already overt though. That's a good point. I know, I got political about it. I thought it was really stupid that somebody could have a problem with it. We're at time, by the way. We're a little bit, like, a couple of minutes past. Are we? The fuck, can you see anything? Oh, you're fucking right. 3 minutes past.